the Système International, because it was invented by French people. And the reason they invented it was because they needed a standard form of measurement. Because up until the French Revolution, everything was measured stupidly. And you had to pay taxes based on measurements of things. And every measurement was different. Every little king, every little person that was in charge of an area had a different way of measuring things. So the French invented the Système International. There's a bunch of accents in there somewhere. I can't remember where they are, and I can't remember if they're accent graves or accent aigus, so I don't put them in. I think there's one there, and it's a grave. Are you Francais? No? Okay. Did you do French immersion? Excellent. I speak awful French all year. Make sure you tell me how bad it is. I love that. It will make me stop speaking it. It won't. I love it when people come from Moet from French immersion like, your French is so bad. No kidding. Your math is so bad. I don't say that. I'm just joking. But ma français est très bien. Oui, oui. This is your first question for homework. The Système International is based upon the meter. That is why we call it the metric system. Meter is a distance. Your job for homework tonight is to answer this very simple question. I'm going to warn you, the answer is not what you're about to say in your mind out loud. Or out loud. Okay, I'm going to write the question. Do not say an answer, because whatever you're about to say is wrong. That's your homework. Write it down. You have to come and tell me tomorrow how long is a meter. Okay? And that's all I'm saying about it. Now, the other system is the Imperial System. That is used in two places that matter for us, because Liberia and Burma, Myanmar, do not matter. The Imperial System is used in the United States, and we still use it in construction. If you go home and you ask your parents how big your house is, they will tell you the square footage, right? They will not tell you the square meterage, which is what everybody else in the world would do, okay? Those are the only two places that we officially still use it. Like when you go to Home Depot to buy lumber, you buy it in foot lengths, 8 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot. They don't anywhere else, okay? The other places we use it informally are weight and height. We still give our weight and height in imperial measurements. Everyone understand? Okay. What is it based upon? Body parts. Which is, of course, stupid. Why is a foot called a foot? Because it's about as long as a foot. My foot is a 9, size 9. I got little tiny feet. My buddy's got size 16 feet. He's got big feet. Who would I want to measure the square footage of my house if we were basing it on actual feet? Me or him? Me, because my feet are small. It'll seem bigger, won't it? See how stupid that is? And yet that's how the country down there measures stuff. Another famous old measurement is the cubit, from the elbow to the tip of your middle finger. That's an old measurement. Why is that stupid? Because people's arms are different lengths. Who decided, do you think, how long things were? Who decided what a foot was back in the day? King. The king. So if the king was a tiny little midget person, you're paying a lot of taxes, aren't you? You pay taxes on every foot of lumber that you make. Feet are this long for the next 10 years. Then I die, and my son, who's a giant, takes over. Stupid. That's why the French invented the SI system. Everybody cool? All right, let's move along. Remember, you have a question. Millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer. Metric or imperial? Metric. Proper name for metric, SI. These are distances. But the nice thing about the metric system is it's the same for all measurements. So we use millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer to measure distance. What do we use to measure mass? Kilogram, gram, centigram, and milligram, right? What do we use to measure volume? How much liquid's in your pop bottle? Liters. Kiloliters, liters, centiliters, milliliters. Doesn't matter what we're measuring, we use the same scale, so it always works. Everybody understand? Now, we in Canada really only use those four, don't we? But elsewhere in the world, they use the stuff in the middle. We'll talk about them in a minute, okay? First, we'll start with these right here. Every metric measurement has a base. In distance, everything is based on the meter. That's our base. Everything is a fraction of that. In mass, what is the base? You said it already, Adam. Not kilo, just gram. Everything is based on the gram. In volume, everything is based on the liter. Okay? We use those four. The bell is going to ring. We're just going to finish this up right now. Everything in metric is 10. Why is it 10? Because that's how we count. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. A meter, and remember, this is not the answer to your homework question. A centimeter is 1/100th of a meter, and a millimeter is 1/1000th of a meter. You guys are smart kids. If we go up in chunks of 10, what's missing here? What's missing between meters and centimeters? I'm missing the 1/10th, aren't I? Decimeters. And where are you from, FA? They use decimeters in Turkey, don't they? We don't. Decimeter is 10 centimeters. Canadians don't use that, do we? We don't say something is 10 decimeters long. So right here is decimeters, which is 1/10. The next one going up is 1,000 away. So what are we missing? We're missing times 10 and we're missing times 100, aren't we? The times 10 is a Deca meter, D-A-M. I'm going to write this out again in a sec. That's 10 times. And then there's a hectometer. Do they use those in Turkey? Yes. The HM, which is 100 times. That's a hectometer. And we're going to finish off with just the metric system today. Then I'm going to stop. Down at the bottom, you should have a bit of blank space. Base. This is the metric system. The base is whatever you are starting with. Since we're doing distance, we're going to use distance. Everybody okay with that? So we're going to start with meters. And then put this number, 5.34 meters. Since it's metric, we can use decimals because we count in tens. The next one up is Deca Meters. D-A-M. That is a factor of 10. So how far does the decimal place move every time we multiply or divide by 10? It moves right or left one space, right? So Deca meters is a longer distance. So what's going to happen to my number? Is it going to get bigger or smaller? The number's going to get bigger when the distance gets longer. The number's going to get smaller, isn't it? So this is one step away, so this becomes 0.534 decameters. Everybody with me? The next one is hecto, which is HM. What's it going to be? It's It's going to go one more smaller to 0.0534. And the next one is kilo. km. I should have written kilo there, dummy. Kilo. And that's going to be 0.00534. Everybody with me? What if I go the other way? The next one down is decimeter. Deci, like a decimal. dm. Where does that decimal go now? To the right. 53.4. The next one is one that we actually use, centi. cm. So it moves 2 spaces, 534. And then the last one that we actually use is milli, which is mm, which is 5,340, because it moves 3 spaces. Does the metric system go further in both directions? Yes. Does it still go by 10? Yes. The next one down is micro, then nano, then pico. The next one up is mega, then giga, then tera. Everybody got it? But this is what we use. We don't go any further than km and mm. Is everybody good? That is where we are stopping. You have one thing to do for homework tonight. And I have warned you, the answer is not 100 centimeters, which is what everybody wants to say. It is also not 10 decimeters. It is also not 1,000 millimeters. It's not a trick question. Somebody had to decide how long a meter is. I want to know what it is.
How do you measure meters?
That's the problem, Adam.
Standardized.
I know it's standardized. Who standardized it? Who said that 100 of these is a meter?
It's the same for a kilo. They had to make a weight for it, and it changed over time.
So how do we know now? How is a meter for me the same as a meter for a guy in France? And don't say, well, the guy in France will say un mètre. Don't try that either.